Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. There's a lot of faces that we haven't seen at the Learn at Launch series before, and some familiar ones as well. My name is Rachel Drake. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications here, and I have the distinct honor of introducing our presenters today. So this month, when we were thinking about the topic of integrating purpose and profit, integrating corporate social responsibility into kind of your business DNA. There's all the big names out there. We could bring in people from Lilly or all these different things, but we're like, we have this amazing company here in the midst at Launch Fishers, who not only is here at Launch Fishers, but started at Launch Fishers, has been with us since 2015, back in the days of the library, and has grown to just shy of 100 employees. Offprem Technology, they are an incredible company. If you aren't already familiar with them, you're going to be familiar with them by the end of today. And the reason that they are our presenter today, you'll learn, but also if you saw any of the promotions for this event, you saw they have their 1% pledge. They integrate CSR into every element of who they are as a company, from their Help Build Hope event that if you've been with us for any amount of time, you've probably seen that out in the parking lot in August or September during the warm months. It's awesome. They do a great job. But we've got 3 people from their team today who are going to walk us through how they've integrated this into their business, what it means to them, and practical and strategic advantages for it for other people's companies, regardless of what size of company you are, whether you're 1 person or 100 people. So I would like to bring up to the stage Kyle, Tracy, and Denise.
Thank you very much.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. Okay, so thank you to Launch for inviting us here today. I was really excited when Kyle came to us and said that that Rachel had approached us and wanted us to talk about this. So let's. Oh, do we have a clicker? Okay. So like Rachel said, we were talking about corporate social responsibility. I'm going to run through our agenda today. So we're going to do some quick introductions for our team, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about Offprem and what we do, and then I'm going to hand it over to Denise, who's going to talk about our Pledge 1% and our Offprem Cares Employee Resource Group, and then Kyle is going to talk about our volunteer time off program and some of the events we do throughout the year. So quick intro, so I'll go first. My name is Tracy Lane. I'm our VP of People, so I lead our HR function here at Offprem. I've been here for about 2.5 years and have been in HR my entire career, and then in the Salesforce ecosystem specifically for about 12.5 years. So, Denise, you want to go next?
Sure.
Oh, no, green button.
All right. Hi. Thank you. My name is Denise Cruzy, and I have worked with Offprem for nearing 5 years now. Prior to a complete career change, I worked in the nonprofit sector for about 10 years in fund development with different local nonprofit organizations around central Indiana. So was really excited to be asked to assist to present today.
A lot of familiar faces. Good to see you all. Before I introduce myself, I did want to give a shout out to Launch Fishers. Like she said, we've been here 10 years, and we couldn't have grown as much as we have without them. They're so accommodating and just very helpful, and we really appreciate the partnership with them. So thank you guys. Thank you, Launch Fishers, for that. So my name is Kyle Ford. I am our Employee Experience Manager. I just celebrated 9 years with the company, so very excited about that. I'm super passionate about Offprem and the things that we do. I wear many hats, but my greatest responsibility and privilege is to take care of our team, and I do that a lot of ways. I help out with our onboarding, I help out with our culture, help out with our newsletter, and really just like day-to-day interactions with our employees in the things that we do that you'll find out more about later. So thanks for having us.
All right, so a little bit about Offprem. So for those of you that don't know us, we are a Salesforce consulting company. We've been around for about 10 years, so which is crazy to think about. Like Rachel said, we are just shy of 100 employees. I'd say about half of us are in the Indianapolis area, and then the other half are across the country. So we're in about 25 different states at this point. We are a certified Salesforce Summit partner, which is like the highest level of partnership that you can achieve in the Salesforce ecosystem. We have served over 3,500 customers, which is also kind of crazy to think about. Yes.
That's an excellent question.
I mean, I'm open to either.
I think anything's fair game. You go ahead.
Yeah.
I should be careful what I say.
Of course, yeah. So basically, Salesforce, I think everyone is familiar with Salesforce, so they will sell their products, and then they rely on companies like us to do the implementation for clients. So they don't necessarily, they do have a services part of their organization, but there are thousands of partners in the Salesforce ecosystem, and then so they will come to us, and then we will do the actual like implementations.
And if you're not familiar with Salesforce, it's cloud-based software.
Like customer relationship management database and also email marketing tools in a nutshell.
Yeah, of course. Oh, and we go back to that one slide for a sec. Okay, and then let's see. So yeah, over 3,500 implementations that we've done. Our team members, so we have a lot of Salesforce certifications for our team members. So we've got over 400 at this point. And then the 1% pledge partner is obviously important to what we do. So Denise is going to talk about that in a little bit. And then these are just, we thought it'd be interesting to show some of the customers that we've worked with over the years. So this is just a quick little snippet of some of them, but we basically work across any industry or vertical. So we've got financial services, retail clients, health, life sciences, lots of education, nonprofit and public sector. We probably work with every college and university out there, it seems. Like, I remember last year when we were doing our March Madness fantasy bracket, we were like, oh, it'd be really fun to see how many of these schools we've worked with, and I think it was over half that were on the bracket. So anyway, so I think that's always a fun fact. And then our company vision and mission, so our vision is to empower people and organizations throughout their Salesforce journey. And our mission is to foster impactful relationships by helping people achieve the full potential of the Salesforce platform with our diverse, flexible, and trusted team of experts. And then our company values, so challenge ourselves and inspire others, approach every day with integrity, develop and nurture impactful relationships, deliver customer success, and celebrate accomplishments daily are kind of our values that drive what we do every day. So a little bit about us, and then Denise is going to take over and tell you guys more about our 1% pledge.
Great. All right, so some of you may have heard of the 1% pledge. If not, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. This has been around since 2014 and was actually started by Mark Benioff, the CEO of Salesforce. And it's grown a lot since that time. So in a nutshell, it's a 1-1-1 model. When a company joins the Pledge 1% and becomes a member, they are committing to giving 1% of their product, 1% of their time, and 1% of their equity, so profits and revenues. And so really this is a global initiative. Any company can participate. And what's also good to know about it is that it's designed to grow and adapt. So as your organization changes and your social impact work evolves, perhaps, you know, at the very beginning, if you're a new startup, you may not be in a good position to dedicate 1% of your profits towards nonprofit giving. But as you grow, that may become more of a reality for you. So really encourage all of those here, whether you are a company owner or to talk with your organization and explore this, because it is a really cool program to be involved in. So we're going to talk about a few ways that as a Pledge 1% partner, Offprem commits to that goal. And first of all, we have, this is a really cool annual employee-directed giving program. And what's really neat about this is that the employee gets to decide where a $1,000 donation is directed. We get to make this decision every year, also upon our hire date. So when you are first becoming an employee at Offprem, you get to choose an organization to designate your donation for that year and your first year anniversary, as well as every anniversary thereafter. So while I was looking at some of our historical data and where our employees are making those contributions, I just thought it was kind of neat to, I really like graphs and charts and data, but I am not a graphic designer, so I did my best. But I just thought it was really cool to look overall where our employees are directing those donations. And we can see a few of the larger categories are community and social services, as well as we have a lot of folks that contribute not only with donations, but also with volunteering their time towards youth organizations for education and sports, as well as animal welfare and rescue. I thought this was pretty cool to see. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can direct that. That's kind of more my category. So first and foremost, we do not steer at all. So if somebody's like, hey, do you have any suggestions? We can give them some suggestions like St. Jude, animal shelters, church, whatever, but we really leave it up to them. The requirements are it has to be a nonprofit and 501c3. So, and if there's people that remote, hey, I just moved here, I don't really know, I suggest you can either look up, top national companies or local areas in your community that you can help as well. Most people kind of know where they want to lean as far as I know Offprem, and I'll probably mention again later, you see up here, we love kids, but I think more importantly, I think our team loves pets as much as anything. So a lot of people will donate to that, but it's really just kind of what you're passionate about. And, it's very important to us not to steer anybody towards anything specific. So if people ask me, I'll say, hey, these are some of the more recent ones. I encourage you to Google, either national or local. I hope that helps. Yeah, that's a great point, and our last slide kind of ties everything in together. We kind of mentioned that, but I was actually thinking last night, I was looking over these slides, and a lot of it is stuff that we came up with for this presentation. But I definitely think, we have slide decks when we present to when we're trying to win business and stuff like that, but I definitely think that adding more of this is, will be good for our sales team, so. And I'm going to brag on this lady here in a little bit when she's done, but I think that was one of the reasons that kind of attracted her to the company as well. So it's a good point.
Yeah, we certainly talk about this a lot in recruiting, and so we probably will use this slide going forward because Denise just made it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, it is definitely something we talk a lot about during the recruiting process, and it is one of the things that I think really does help sell candidates. So.
Yeah, for me especially too. I did a complete career change, so when I was in the interview process, just learning about what a for-profit company gives back to the community was something that I really value, and checked another one of my boxes. Well, I'm not going to read off all of the organization names on these next few slides, but again, since I was doing a deep dive into our employee-directed giving, I just thought it was really cool to see, we have a lot of local to Indianapolis, of course, since a lot of our team members do live around the central Indiana area, but throughout the country. So saw a mix of national organizations as well as Indiana-based organizations, and then local to our more off-site team members as well. So I just thought it was kind of cool.
Lunch Fishers is recording this, and if anybody would like, a slide deck, reach out to Rachel or myself, and we'll make that happen.
So next we're going to share a little bit about our employee resource group, and it's called Offprem Cares. We even have our own logo. So in developing this, it was really important for the team to put together a mission and core pillars. So the mission is to be a community-driven ERG, employee resource group, dedicated to promoting compassion, service, and connection. And we do this through volunteerism, charitable giving, and the shared stories of the impacts that we make. So we aim to inspire one another to give back, locally and virtually, while also strengthening our culture of care at Offprem. So those various ways that we contribute are through volunteerism. We promote in-person and virtual volunteer opportunities. We also spotlight teammates that participate in individual efforts, wherever local may be to them. And then organizing team service days or small group activities. So we'll talk a little bit more about some of those events, especially Help Build Hope. With our charitable giving, we highlight a few different monthly and quarterly causes, which Kyle will also be sharing more about. We coordinate some optional donation drives and then gift matching campaigns, which has been really cool. And then we always are encouraging our team members to share how they give back personally. We use Slack at Offprem. It's an application for different ways to communicate. And we have a channel dedicated to our Offprem Cares ERG. So we see a lot of really cool and inspirational stories and photos, and people can share, especially last week with Giving Tuesday, talking about, what causes are important to them, that they were making their own personal contributions for the end of the year. And then again, piggybacking right off of that, storytelling and visibility, we all get to join together and celebrate those good deeds in that Slack channel, sharing those photos and stories, and then just, continuing that culture of encouraging. Nobody's pressured to make donations or to volunteer their time, but when they are able to, everybody gets to join in that celebration.
Okay, this is where I take over. Any questions so far?
So when you make financial
So if there is an option to say in honor or on behalf of, we do 100%. We do have to let them know it's from us as well, but I always mention the employee. And then even if there's not a way to honor them or thank them, we give our employees the option to do you want us to tell them if that we're sharing it? And if anybody says no, we obviously respect that. But then when people reach out to us to thank them, I'm the one that kind of handles all that, and I will direct them to that person as well, just so they can thank them individually. And I just let them know hey, I'm just part of the process. This is on them, type of thing. So.
Yeah, and from the employee side of it, I'll get sometimes a confirmation email from the organization. I've even gotten a handwritten note card in the mail before from some of those donations.
Yeah, and that's a great transition segue into what I was going to talk to you about, Denise. Denise has been here almost 5 years. She's epitome of a great employee at Offprem, not only work-wise, but just human-wise. And I want to brag on my team for a minute because it's just a great team to be a part of, which, I love what I do and taking care of our team, but it's because of the team that makes it so good. But people like Denise, who donate a lot of their time and have really caring hearts, she's pretty much in the thick of all these programs that I'm going to mention. I don't want to embarrass her specifically on anything, but she does a lot to help out, not only with our team, but our local community as well. So thank you very much for being a part of the team and being here today. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you, Kyle.
So another thing I want to say about Offprem, this is just kind of what we do for the community and our 1% pledge. We have all kinds of different things that we do for our employees. As my role as employee experience manager, I'm happy to talk to anybody about like different things that we do for growing businesses. And if you guys have any ideas for me, I'd love to hear those as well. So feel free to email me. I'm pretty sure my information will either be in the slide deck or Rachel can share, or just take some time and come up and introduce yourself if I haven't met you, and we can talk on one of the couches out there. So looking forward to getting to know you guys all a little bit more. But back to the slide, the volunteer time off program. I have a lot of things that I hold near and dear to my heart, but this is probably my favorite one. This can help build hope, but I'll get into that in a minute. So the volunteer time off program is essentially every year we give our team 40 paid volunteer off, 40 hours volunteer off, to do whatever they want with that, whether it be supporting their charity that they give to, or like, people use it for church week, or for counseling, or for Jonathan Batts back there, one of our teammates uses it to help out with his kids at camp. So Jonathan, thanks for being here as well. We also match up to $1,000 donation for our employees' choice, and that's on top of the new hire annual donation. So essentially, they could have $3,000 a year, which I have taken advantage of in the past. I'll get into that more in a minute. But today, our team has donated over 5,000 hours of their time to help out with their local community. So I'm really proud of that. So I told Denise before this, my eyes don't work that great, so I'm not going to go over a bunch of numbers. But if I look over here, you can see that majority of it has been faith-based mission organizations and community and social services, which is a great cause, of course.
It really also, not identically, but it matches up pretty closely with where employee-directed donations are as far as categories. So I just thought it was kind of cool.
My mouth's so dry, sorry. So this slide right here, I thought about not adding in, but I decided, well, that is the finished product, actually. So that, yeah, we showed up for the picture. We were there for about 30 seconds, and then we left. So through my church, there's an organization called SMI Haiti, and I owe a lot to that organization, but more importantly, I owe a lot to Offprem to allow me to go to Haiti with my oldest son at such a crucial point in his life. His name's Aiden. He's now 21. This was taken in 2019. So we went in 2019 and we went in 2020, all because of Offprem. I couldn't afford the PTO, so I used the VTO, and they helped me pay for my mission trip. So he was 14 there, and he was a change kid when he got back. Like literally, that was like in August we got back, and for Christmas he wanted a nice pillow that year. So I know Lori that I've met with a couple times. She has a great organization as well. Feel free to stop by and talk to her. We're going to see how maybe we can partner with her locally. But just giving back and helping our employees, including myself, kind of like be able to do those things that we wouldn't normally be able to do, like really, I feel like speaks volume about the company and how we care and treat our people. So here's some of the events that we have done in the past, and most of them we continue to do every year. So I think most of you, is there anybody that's not familiar with St. Jude? Okay. Great organization. No bills for the family, the kids, anything. So in 2014, we decided to partner with them. We only did it 1 year, but it's definitely something that we want to look forward to doing in the future. But we helped raise $12,000 for them last year, and for us, that was really huge, and they were very appreciative. So definitely like to partner again with them in the future. So every year annually, means the same thing. We have our Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I think that probably everybody in this room, I would say definitely everybody in this room has been affected by cancer one way or another. I lost my mom to cancer in 2021. It's something that I hold near and dear to my heart. but it's something that, like, just cancer as a whole, we decide to really go all in the month of October. And to date, we have raised over $17,000 for breast cancer awareness, whether that's Susan G. Komen or our local. So, Salvation Army trees, the angel trees, this is something that we just wrapped up last Friday. This is our, is it our fifth? I think our fifth annual time helping out with the Salvation Angel Army. Why do I keep saying that? Sorry. But, we know that at Offprem, like, we're very privileged. Like, we do pretty well for ourselves, and we know that there's a lot of families, like, not only across the United States, but probably in Fishers and downtown Indy that really need help, and there's a good chance that they're probably not going to get many Christmas presents, if any, and we decided to kind of like partner with the Salvation Army and really help them. And to date, we've helped over 70 angels. The next slide will show some of the pictures. So that was our first year on the left, and that was one of our more recent pictures on the right. But and that's not even including some of the local people that have dropped off the stuff themselves. So very, very proud of that. I mean, like, 'tis the season, right? I have an opportunity upcoming that I will mention a little bit later on that kind of ties in with this a little bit, but this is for the kids, and we're really passionate about, like I said, our kids and our pets. All right, so Help Build Hope. Appreciate the shout out that you gave us out there. You've probably seen that in the parking lot for Help Build Hope. So for those who don't know, Help Build Hope, we basically build the interior and exterior walls for a family in need. Almost all the time it's local. I think when the tornadoes went through Kentucky a couple years back, we helped out a family in Kentucky, but it's something that we try to keep near and dear to us as far as like helping our local community. We have anywhere from like 50 to 60 people. Every year I always put it out there, but I need to do a better job of like going around to individuals and making sure that if you want to be a part of it, that you guys can too. We're always trying to grow that and make it bigger. And eventually, if we get to the point where we have too many people, we'll build a second house. We're definitely committed to doing that as well. This is, we basically shut down operations for in between a day and 2 days. Almost nobody's working, and it's just dedicated to helping out. So it says up there that Offprem has contributed $50,000 to help build hope in their cause. With the time off that we have occurred as far as not paying, not getting paid from our customers, travel, all that stuff, and honestly, I don't love to brag on specific numbers, but I think this is a pretty good one. I bet we probably spent $250,000 in either lost revenue or helping them out. But it's something that we've done every year. We encourage you guys all to join. I'm going to give a big shout out to, yep, I'm going to. Brian Brosmer over there. He, not only has he helped out with our headshots plenty of times, he's just a good human if you don't know him. I think most of you do. He's pretty social around here. He also helped out with a video that I'm getting ready to show. And you know what? I don't even think we asked him to. He just volunteered this out of his own heart, and he's done it twice. So these are a couple of the different years that we kind of like to, with camaraderie, wear the same color shirts, and there's some other there's another video here that Brian took, and we're very appreciative of our partnership with you as well, buddy.
I was wondering how this would work.
Yeah, it looks great. And you know what? Did it out of the kindness of his heart, didn't want any money, but he is available for hire, and he does like money if you guys want to pay him for projects as well. Well, that's very nice of you, but I think that reflects well on Launch Fishers as a whole. Like, that's why we're all here, right? Be a part of a community. Like, a lot of us, yeah, we have 100 people at our organization, but not that many people come into the office. But I like to get to know everybody, and I think, like, you know, that camaraderie, helping other people out within your community and within your own office space, and that's what Launch Fishers does best. So, again, thank you, and thank you as well. Roll it back.
I know, it was a great video, but...
Yeah, yeah. Thank you again. The first one was a freebie, but.
Bear with me. There we go.
Okay. So I mentioned earlier that you know, we're going to give you guys an opportunity to help out as well. This is something that we've going on 2026. This will be year 3 for us, and you know, helping out the community, right? That's one of our core values, is just like community and you know, just doing everything that we can to help. We've done the angel trees, and you know what, like, why stop there? Let's do the blessing bags and help out, you know, more less fortunate people than us. And you know, what we do with these bags are, we take them downtown and pass them out to individuals ourselves that we see that are just, you know, that don't have a place to stay and they need help. And it may not be a lot of help, but anything that we can do, you know, we provide food, gloves, hats, personal items. I think there's a picture here. Yeah. So that's kind of like what an average bag looks like, and that goes out to 20 people. And Launch Fishers has already committed to helping us in 2026. And
Thank
we
you,
want,
Launch Fishers.
Yes, thank you very much again. And we want, you know, anybody at Launch Fishers that wants to be a part of it to join as well. So how we do it is we just kind of come up with a spreadsheet. We have different needs. People can add different things, and then we will share that with Launch, and Launch is going to provide that in their January 2026 newsletter. So again, if you want to reach out to me directly, that's fine. I come into the Launch Fishers every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So there's some pictures of the bags that we've had down there, and I think either we're going to try to double it or just make more bags and make them even nicer than they already are. So we haven't exactly figured out what that's going to look like, but we're just going to keep helping.
And this one we usually do in the spring. We were doing it in December, but then it was just a lot with doing the angel tree too, so we moved it to later on in after the holidays.
Yeah, kind of spread out the love a little bit. So we've done 40 bags total, and I mean, just, you know, Tracy's been a part of it, and hopefully Denise will be a part of it next year, and Jonathan in the bags participated every year, and like, when you're giving the bags out, like, it's just a good feeling to know that you're helping out others who need it, and they are very appreciative.
So Kyle, I'm not sure if you did mention this, but again, everyone, we would absolutely love you to participate in this with us at the beginning of the new year. So please keep an eye out for the January issue of the Launch Fishers newsletter. They have been very gracious to allow us a spot in that newsletter, so we'll be sharing some more details on how you can participate.
Yep, stay tuned. Thank you, Denise. Okay, so we've talked about a lot, and really just to kind of put a ribbon on everything and, you know, tell everybody, like, you know, why we do this. We do this not for anything on the screen at all. I can guarantee you that. It's from day one, we've just kind of, you know, had this mentality of helping others. And I will say that Greg Purcell, the owner of the company, came from ExactTarget, which was bought out by Salesforce, and they do a lot of the stuff as far as like the volunteering, the pledging, and stuff like that. So that's just kind of ingrained in who we are, our culture. But you can see up here the national attrition rate is, you know, anywhere from 13 to 23% in the tech businesses which we are in, and we are lower than that by a good amount. And I think that's because not only how we treat our employees, but how our employees treat each other and others. It's kind of like a trickle-down effect. Some of the benefits that you can see are strengthened brand reputation. Like, if we weren't doing all this stuff, Launch Fishers wouldn't have noticed and wouldn't want us to share this. So we appreciate, again, for bringing it to the forefront. Builds customer loyalty. We talk about our 1% pledge, but yeah, we'll definitely be adding some of these slides and with our sales team for our pitch deck. So thanks again for that. Boost employee morale. I mean, by far the biggest day that we participate as a team is Help Build Hope, and it's just electric that day. I mean, like when people get in here, like, it's just, we can't wait to do it. People start talking about it months in advance. So, and that was another reason I wanted to mention Denise. Like, we're part of the HR team. I'm under HR umbrella. Like, we could say everything up here, but that's really why we brought Denise in, to give you like a different perspective of what our employees think. So if anybody has any questions more tailored to Denise and like how she feels as an employee, not trying to put any pressure on her, but direct all your questions to her at the end. Helps attract and retain talent, as we just talked about, and improves relationships with the local community. Like, I know that Help Build Hope reaches out to us quite a bit to help them out with different things. I will brag on our company a little bit. The last time we did Help Build Hope, they're like, hey, Kyle, this is our 5th year doing this with you guys. We really think that you see what we're doing and the investment that we're making within people, and we know that you like to help. And they're like, we're really needing a new truck. Can you help out, like anything that you can do to help out with that? So we actually gave them $10,000 to put towards a new truck as well. And I kind of feel like we're bragging, but this is kind of like the whole point of the conversation, so wanted to slip that in there as well. But really, it's just about like helping the community, and, Launch Fishers does a great job, and just all of us working together for that greater good. So really appreciate all your time. We'll go ahead and open it up to any questions that you have for Denise. I kid. Go ahead. Yep. When I started, we had 6. So, great question. I think I used to, like, for real, for a couple years, I'm like, we're just so lucky. We're so lucky. We started with a really good foundation of well, when I got there, it was 6 towards the end of the year. And in my eyes, like, our special sauce, if you will, is we have such good people that work for the company. And we started off with that really good base that most of our employees are referrals. And, like, hey, if I like working with you, you're a good person, and I think you do a good work, why don't you come for our company? Why don't you come work for us? And I think, Tracy does a great job. She recently just stopped heading recruiting, but she has been doing that, and she got so many good relationships. But again, most of it is people that we've worked with and that we trust, and we know how they are as human beings as well, not only as, workers.
Yeah, like one of the things that I've really appreciated about Offprem is that, like, we can train the tech skills, like we hire good humans that, want to do good work, and we can train you on Salesforce or train you on, whatever the hard skills are, so.
And again, bragging one more time on the company, I'm sorry. For the organization to have someone like me who just takes care of their employees, like, I think says a lot about the organization. There's companies that are a ton bigger than us that they don't have a me at the company. My sole responsibility is to make sure our team has a good culture, they feel included, they don't feel siloed if they're in New Jersey, and we do a lot of different things to help out with that, which I think when we tell people about that helps. But and the crazy thing is, we've been around 10 years, but probably it was about like 5 or 6 years ago, we had 40 people, or probably even like 4 years ago. But that's when I transitioned from sales to just take care of our team. I think it says a lot about our team. They're like, hey, you do great with people, and let's have you take care of our people. And just like, Denise is one of those great people, Tracy's one of those great people, we just have a team filled with good people. So to answer your very short question, long-winded, there you go. I think you had a question?
Yes, in terms of implementation, you mentioned that one of the screens
Yep.
when you have the person that implies that you have
So I'll start us off, and then I'll probably let you finish. But we have a lady in the back. Her name's Carrie Williams, and this is her first day with the company with Offprem. If you can give her a round of applause. So yeah, no embarrassment. So part of what we do, I guess one of my reasons for introducing her is like from day one, we really instill this programs. And like we actually, when people join around 10 o'clock in the morning, we have a welcome to Offprem, and we go over very high level everything. And then day two, we dive into it even more, and we make sure all these employees have access to all the information that's out there in our HR system. And then we send them reminders. We do newsletters. I will Slack people individually and assign them tasks in Asana to fill out the form and to make sure that we're staying on top of it. So like for Carrie's example, day one, I mean, okay, this is a little bit more in-depth detail than we go into most of these things, but we hammer it quite a bit, and she'll learn even more about what we do. So that's one of the things that kind of just start off, like it's very important to us to like right out of the gate, let them know that this is important, this is why we do it. Like our vision, our mission, all of our values, they're all kind of tied around the same thing.
And I'd say, I mean, just from the very beginning, like when Greg started Offprem, like he knew that this was going to be something that he wanted to really be a part of the company. So, just having it come from like the leadership level, like all the way down to, all of our even part-time employees is just really instilled in everyone from the very beginning.
And then I think you were asking maybe about tracking or reporting. So Kyle mentioned something called Asana, and he'll assign tasks to new employees or on their anniversary. Asana is a tool for project management, so it allows you to put a due date to something, and so we have forms built out through that Asana tool. And so as an employee, you would go in for your anniversary, for example, and fill out that form. It has a few different fields like name of the organization, what is a link to their website or their physical mailing address to direct the donation. And what's also neat is that there is a place to provide a little bit of information about why that cause is important to you. And also if you're willing to share, or if Offprem may share on your behalf, why you chose that organization for your donation. Then you can say, yes or no. So I think that's really nice because some employees do like to keep, certain causes to them more private. So yeah, we are able to generate reports using those tools.
And that's a good point that you made, like, where it says, why did you donate? Why do you want to donate to this? Like a lot of people have like a backstory that a lot of people don't know, and it's nice to know that. But a lot of times, if they're okay with me sharing information, when I fill out like other comments, I'll share their little story. So that way, when the people reach out, like they kind of know why, and like how do I partner best with them, or how do I communicate best with them. But I think it's important for people to share their story. And I showed my picture of Haiti, and there's a lot more stories out there in our Offprem Cares channel. But I didn't feel like probably putting 30 more slides would be the most appropriate thing to do. So I like to talk on my behalf and my experiences, and what an honor it was to go serve, in Haiti with my son, especially at that point in his life to where it really transitioned him. And honestly, it changed my life too, just like seeing how other people live. Laurie, I'm sure you can attest to that. So, yeah. Any more questions? Go ahead.
So this all sounds fantastic, and certainly from a recruiting standpoint, from an employee morale standpoint, I wasn't on the market, but this all sounds very
Get with me later.
But from a business standpoint, how do you get buy-in from higher ups if this is something and I think particularly when it comes to investors or shareholders, if you have them, how do you get buy-in for all these programs
Well,
from the accountants?
I think the nicest thing about Offprem and all of this is it starts from the very top. Our owner, Greg, came from that mentality with Salesforce and the Marketing Cloud, and he had come over with over 10 years experience on those platforms and really implemented those same systems on ours. So if you have buy-in from the very top, it's easy to work its way down, right? So like a new hire, brand new, they come in, they don't know. They've got a $1,000 donation waiting on their name, and everybody's kind of taken back by that, but it's just part of our commitment that we do. But without having that buy-in at the very top, it probably wouldn't be possible. So we're lucky in that aspect that we do, in what's become of it.
Yeah, and then I would just say too, like, I mean, it's amazing that, that Greg has wanted to do that the whole, time the Offprem's been in existence. And anytime we do ever make any changes to any of our programs, we've always said, like, the VTO program is not going anywhere. Like, if we have to cut anything ever, that's
VTO
not going to be one of them.
And the annual donations.
Yep. So it's, just really ingrained in who we are. And we're like, okay, we can find other things, like if we ever need to save on anything, but this is not one that would go away.
But if exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Exactly. So if trying to convince your owners or your leadership team how important this is, like, focus on the benefits of it and, what this change can really bring to your team and overall your business model.
And we have a great HR team, myself excluded. Tracy and a lady that we have named Sherry, she's out of state or she would be here. Like, they are very passionate people. They believe in what we're doing, and they are very passionate about, like, conveying that, like, very early on in the process. So when they come to me or us on day one and we're helping them out with their onboarding, hopefully that they've already heard about these things and we just go into it more granular. But 100% start at the tops. Yes. So roughly, we've always had kind of like from the very beginning, like we've always had, giving and donations, but as time has gone on, we've, become obviously more structured and different policies put in place. To be full transparent, we just came up with our mission and our mission, our vision, and our core values probably around like 4 years ago now, and that's just something like as you evolve, you continue to grow, you take things more seriously, you put more processes in place, and kind of when we started coming up with those as a team, we actually came up with all those things internally, and we were like, let's, not only put our money where our mouth is on these areas, but in other areas to take care of our employees as well. Like, we have Nectar, an employee shout-out platform and all that stuff, but we've already always celebrated. We've had a celebration channel for like 9 years, and we've already always celebrated accomplishments, but like, let's go bigger and, do more every year, and that's why we're looking to grow Help Build Hope. We're looking to grow the blessing bags. I'd be happy to partner with you with the angel trees, and, next year we'll be better on like coats and stuff like that. So like, it's just all about, helping each other out. Carolyn, you had a question? I just put you on the spot, never mind. Any other questions? Oh, one more.
Yeah, I'm curious if there's any changes, traditional recruiting and hiring processes to attract and retain, create a more
I don't know that there's anything we've done different. I mean, I feel like we always try to be, just open and, there's so many people that come from different backgrounds that, we've just always tried to be inclusive. So I don't know that there's anything that we've done different necessarily there.
As we've got bigger, we've become like put more structures in place, like Easy Llama and different training our team and stuff like that. But we've always been very inclusive and including everybody, and why limit ourselves on getting the best talent out there?
Yeah, so we've got, our HR team is small. It's me, Kyle, and one other person. Our sales team is about 10 to 12 people. So the bulk of our company is what we would call delivery. So they're the ones doing the Salesforce implementation. So we've got solution architects and project managers are probably the biggest chunk of people that we have. So they vary. I mean, the project managers are, obviously keeping the projects like on task and on time and on budget and all that fun stuff. And then the solution architects are more technical. We do have an engineering team as well that is even a little bit more technical than that. That's probably 30 people,
Yeah, I would say
20,
like
30
20
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Um, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
the option of working from home certainly does provide some ease, at least for myself personally. But I also am on our engineering team, so but did not come from a technical background at all. Like I said, I worked in nonprofit. I had gone to 1150 web development boot camp. You may remember them if you've been at launch for quite a while. And so had some coding experience before I came to Offprem, but no experience in the Salesforce ecosystem at all. So yeah, still feel incredibly fortunate to have all the opportunities that I've had at this company.
Any more questions? No? Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Offprem.
Of course. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you very much for having us, and thank you all for coming.
Yes, thank you.